Welcome to the Margin Business Digital Entrepreneur Podcast. In today's episode, we got Alex Friedman. Alex is the founder of wAPI, an aggregator of marketplaces, fulfillment, and courier services in Europe. And he will tell you more about his story and about wAPI in the podcast. Welcome, Alex. Thank you so much that you're here today, Alex. It's a pleasure to have you on the Margin Business Digital Entrepreneur Podcast.
First of all, thank you, Omar, for inviting me to your podcast, your webinar. And I'm now in Valencia. As you know, we help e-com sellers all over the Europe. So now I'm solving some issues in Spain, and then I'll fly to the next country. My journey started, like my background is 15 years in logistics, but then some 6 years ago, I decided that I want to go more in online. I want to build some solution that will help a huge amount of people all over the world. And it appeared that my friends and some of my customers had an issue with entering new countries. Like everything started when I talked to my partner, all my partners through my life, they start to become my friends. So we were talking, he said, Alex, can you help me with Spain? Actually, Spain was the first country. I asked, what help do you need? And he said, we're going to sell our goods there, but we understand that it is very difficult to be successful if we do the cross-border, because cross-border takes huge amount of time and it is very expensive. And the clients nowadays, the customers, they want to receive their goods very fast. And then they put the reviews, as you know, on the listings and in the web. And if you do the fulfillment properly, very fast, then probably you will get a wonderful review and your ratings will go up and your sales will go up. And also when you're located in the country, you'll pay less because the delivery, you use the local delivery service. It is very fast and very cheap. So it started from Spain, then we added Italy, in the same way, Germany, Poland, Bulgaria, Romania, United Kingdom. Actually, we started with the United Kingdom after the Brexit, not before. But so we had some issues because of the Brexit.
I can imagine.
So now we say that we help e-com sellers to go global and act like a local in every country where they go together with wAPI. I think it is something pretty similar with your business idea, right? You also help to localize the business model.
Exactly. It's exactly the same. I mean, the principles are the same. And yeah, you need to have the knowledge in all the countries, as you know, in order to work with customs, work with the cultural differences of all of these places. Some are slower, some are faster. There's definitely a lot to learn from.
Absolutely. And also in every country, according to the logistics, the local courier services, they work a little bit different. They have little bit different statuses, little bit different habits of people in every country. In one country, they like the parcel boxes. In other country, they like the delivery to the door. In one country, the driver calls the phone. In the other country, never calls the phone. And so, for
and
5 years,
in some country, they call too much. You know, and to try to find the way instead of using the GPS. Yeah, I have seen all of it. It's really good.
In some countries, they come to the door, they knock, and then they have the watch. They wait 2-3 minutes and they go
and then
away.
They go. That's
yeah,
it.
we had cases when the customer just didn't have time to get from the kitchen to the door, and the driver was already away. So it's very funny to see the culture differences.
Yes,
and
definitely.
then it is very complicated and sophisticated to integrate the IT part of all these differences, because what wAPI does The core thing inside the wAPI is the IT platform that connects all the warehouses, all the courier services, and they change during the time they change something and it breaks and you have to fix it. And in the result, e-com seller doesn't everything this doesn't bother. They just want to see the dashboard where everything works. They want to
they
see
don't want to know anything else.
they want to see the tracking numbers, the statuses, and they want to see delivered and delivered very fast. So that's what wAPI is doing, where um, deleting the borders between countries in Europe. Because actually what I found out 5 years ago, that the whole European e-com market is pretty the same as the United States market.
Yes.
But in the United States, you go to Amazon and you get 60% of the market. And in Europe, you have to deal with all the countries, with all the languages, with all the different marketplaces, and somebody had to make it easy. And I thought, why not me?
Well, I think it's a brilliant idea, because I've seen this is definitely something, a complete headache for sellers, for example, from the US. And it's so easy. They call up wAPI and say, listen, I need warehouses all over the place, because we all know shipping to Amazon is not anymore the most preferable thing, since they cut down on everything, since they charge you crazy amounts when you have their when you use their system, and as well put your stock in their warehouses. So I think your solution is definitely needed, and
still Amazon, still Amazon has priority, because when you use their logistics, you get the Prime badge.
Yes.
So until they allow everybody to have the Prime badge, if they, I think if Amazon would change this one, like the half of the sellers would leave the Amazon logistics. 100%.
But I see kind of a trend right now that's a lot of people go to services where they need to use like a warehouse within the country. I see the trend coming, and I won't be surprised if we go to FBM a lot more, because of this increasing fees. If it makes a difference afterwards, that depends on the seller himself, of how he can manage actually the delivery and everything. But for me, it's definitely services like yours which are on the rise, a unique service like yours, because at the same time you provide a software which is as well super important for all of this, in order to keep everything together.
We write the software. We have our software developing team inside wAPI. We are managing all the logistics subcontractors, because actually this is a huge work, because you might think that you have found a warehouse, you signed an agreement, you send her the goods and everything will work good, but actually it's not the reality. In reality, you send there the goods, and all the goods the parcels, they must be sent. All the parcels that come before the cutoff time, for example, before 5 o'clock in the 5 p.m., they must be sent today. But then you have to control the KPIs every day if they are doing it.
Yes,
because from week to week, some of the warehouses, they break the KPI. And
you
just
have do it, and then
you have to see it. Yeah. And then something happens with courier services. Then something happens with their tracking numbers. They stop to send the tracking numbers because their IT department changed something. So it is a constant control of all the logistics subcontractors. And of course, for e-com seller, it is easier to have wAPI who controls it and don't bother themselves about it, because otherwise you have to build the same wAPI, but inside your company.
Yes,
of course, if it is a huge enterprise with 100,000 people, they can't do it. It will take a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money, but they can. But the average e-com seller, I don't know, who has 5 to 10, 15, 20 people, maybe up to 50, it is too expensive for them. What for?
Yes.
When you work with wAPI, you don't pay some huge subscription amounts. You just send the orders, and there is a commission on the order, and that's all. So you
That's
you can
brilliant.
start with 7 orders and then raise to 7,000 orders, and then you can go down. In business, the most risky part is not when you grow, is when at one moment
Exactly.
your revenue grows, your cost grows, and then your revenue goes down, and then you lose a lot. When you work with wAPI, you will not lose at this moment. You will just pay.
Everything goes down. Yeah.
Everything goes down. So this is the idea. Why wAPI is also different is that we have not only IT, not about the fulfillment, not only the management of the logistics, but we are in the marketing. So we analyze, we have a team, and it's actually from the previous year, we became an official service provider of Allegra. If you go on Allegra website, it is the biggest marketplace in Poland.
Oh, it's amazing, this one.
You will see us there, that we work with them, and what we are doing, we're helping international sellers to set up the sales on Allegra and start set. So you bring us goods to the Poland. There is already the warehouse. There are people management who will help you to set up the sales, help you with the promotion, and like we cover all the market from the side of the logistics, from the side of the IT, and from the side of the marketing. And this is our idea for the forwarding expansion. So we want to go for the local marketplaces in every country. And then when it is ready, every seller will know that when he goes with wAPI, for example, to Spain, he will get full IT support, logistics support, and local marketplace support. And then he can go in the same way with wAPI to UK, and then to go in the same way to Germany, etc., etc., and probably then to worldwide, but not yet. Nice
I
plan.
think that's a very good plan, because you applied to all my questions that I had. What is wAPI in the next 5 years? What do you see yourself? I mean, with wAPI in the next few years, what is the plans to do that? And I think it's really good plans, because this is exactly, now you already work with Allegra. Now there is a Cdiscount. There is most probably work already with them, but not yet official partnership. But this is really something you pick out the key marketplaces within all these countries and partner with them. And this is definitely amazing. I mean, Amazon is very, very big, and I think there is not many having like an official partnership with Amazon in logistic. Yes, I mean, like local courier services, they do. But I mean, like a company like wAPI, and this would be obviously the ultimate aim to have a partner like Amazon.
Yeah, it would be great, but I think we have to grow a little bit to become their official partner. But as everybody sees the Amazon strategy, I think they want to build everything by themselves. This is the idea. They would like our partnership with them would be very short. They would just buy us and go and say to me to go to the.
I have seen instances. Where actually companies are working with Amazon in the European Union. Like in the US, I haven't seen it yet. I mean, like real service providers directly, not SPN network. I mean, like really, they get parts of businesses from Amazon. Now, I haven't seen it with logistics yet, but I've seen it with accountancy, for example. This is something they really do. One question for you. How did you get into this logistic business? I mean, at some point you must have said, I really like that, or maybe your family were entrepreneurs and they were in the business or something. How did you get there? What is your story?
Yeah, my story started when I was actually going on the track of marketing, and I wanted to do the websites and marketing. Then, as it is always happens with young entrepreneurs, something goes wrong.
Yeah,
so I was very young.
Not only once. I know.
Not only once, but when you just start. Probably something will go wrong. When you're already mature, then the chance to be successful is higher. So I started in marketing. Something went wrong, and my family suggested me to try the logistics business. So I did a lot of different things like warehousing, logistics, freight forwarding, customs clearance,
Wow,
like a
all of
lot,
it, customs clearance as well.
almost everything: railroad freight forwarding, air freight forwarding, sea freight forwarding, LTL, FCL, everything. Like I did everything. But then I got tired because all my friends who went to into IT, their career was skyscraping, and I was sitting in old-fashioned logistics, and I thought I need to go further.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I understand completely what you're saying, because like a few years back, I think when I look back like 20 years ago, if you were on the logistics side, it was, let's say correctly, I think it was boring before, you know, when I've seen, because when I was living in Germany, when I was looking at the big centers, because there was a port and everything, and you have all these companies sitting there in these industrial zones. You need to drive there in the morning, and then there's the coffee machine in the middle, and people sitting at their desk, and you know, it's and people coming into containers, coming in and out. It's not the, it was not like the let's say the most exciting job. But right now we're looking at another level, because now it's cross border. You know,
Yeah.
it's cross border. We have software for the cranes which picking up the containers. We have software for everything. So now even, you know, you can go to a crane and just pick up your own goods, if it would be possible. I mean, if it's legally possible, it would be possible, but you know, it's not, we cannot do that. But now, right now, you can do everything from a computer, you know. So now we're getting into another field. It's much more exciting, you know.
Actually, you have to understand that when you're doing it on the computer, somebody is doing it on the ground.
Yes.
And somebody must manage those who are doing it on the ground. So what happened in my life is that my first experience in this old-fashioned logistics, it helped me a lot to manage now the subcontractors,
Yes.
because I understand everything what is happening on their side. When I meet them, I know all the business processes. I know how the teams, what IT they're using, how their team is structured. I know everything, and it helped me to build a logistics management team. So for the again average seller, it would be a challenge. It would be a challenge.
Oh,
you know when when I meet to my subcontractors, I always say you have to say thank you to me, because when I speak to subcontractor, I speak in a calm way, like a logistics professional with logistics professional, and I say to them, believe me, you don't want to talk directly to the sellers, just believe me. So I'm like a worldwide translator between e-com sellers and logistics fulfillment subcontractors.
I can imagine. And then even on top of that,
I help both of them. You understand? Yeah.
yeah, you need, because you need to put them together, because as you said, you know, everyone has his own language. The ones who haven't, who are on the ground for the containers and are on the cranes and everything, it's you know, everyone speaks a different language, so cultural differences. That's why I'm saying it's really good that you actually been through all of this in order to tackle now what you understand actually everything what is going on. And this is so important, what I'm always trying to tell everyone, that you really have to go through the experience first, you know, in order to understand what you're doing, and to create as well a passion. Because if you go somewhere in and you have no clue what happened before, or how something is structured, you cannot really get a passion out of it. Without really learning by doing.
General must know the work of the soldier. Right.
Very good. Very well said. Very well said. I will pick this one out and put it on a little what was it called? A guest quote. Guest quote. We do this all the time. Yeah, that's I mean, it's really amazing. So what would be your suggestion? I mean, what advice do you have for entrepreneurs to go further, or who wants to be an entrepreneur? What would be your advice for them?
You mean in e-com sellers or in general?
In
For
general, in general.
general, my quote would be the following: understand that life is the game of low chances. Understand, I'm now translating, understand that the life and the business is the game of low chances. It means that if you agree on this statement, you understand that you have to make a lot of attempts to win, a lot,
Exactly.
huge amount of attempts, and you can be sure that a big part of them will be unsuccessful. But this is okay because it is a game of low chances. So just
Very
do
well
a
said.
lot, do a lot, try a lot, 100 times, 1,000 times. It's okay. Don't be sad when something goes wrong because you knew when you started. You heard my quote, and you knew that this is a game of low chances. You will fail once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and it doesn't matter because in the result you win. In the result you win. If you don't stop, in the result you win.
Oh, definitely, definitely. It's a quote game. You know, if you sit on the couch, don't do anything, nothing will happen. If you try every day your best, and try at some point, something will happen. It's just not possible that
Of
that
course, because when you're going on, you learn. You learn, you find new people, you network, you gather the knowledge, you understand more and more what's happening, how to go further, you choose the roads, and in result, you find what you want. This is the idea that motivates me all the time. Any project, I myself like to start the projects.
yeah,
It is said that only a few people can live in the dark. Most of the population, they need the structure, so everything would be understandable. I'm the opposite guy. I like when it is dark and I have to find the way. I have to find the door. I have to try this one, try this one, try this one, this and this and this. Of course, be careful with your expenses because
oh yes,
when
definitely,
you
yes.
try a lot, you have a lot of costs. But also the people. Surround yourself with great people. What wAPI is doing, you can find it, for example, on our YouTube channel. We're searching for great specialists all over the world, and we make the partnership with them. So when ecom seller starts to work with wAPI, he has not only the possibilities of our infrastructure and our IT, he has also our connections. So for example, with you, yes, you are doing the localization. So we can offer
About
our one more suggestions for e-com sellers and
yes,
also all the other the entrepreneurs, especially the new ones.
perfect.
Uh, the idea that I learned from my marketing friends and marketing partner companies is that nowadays you can try and test your ideas before you start to produce the goods, before you start to build a building, or before you start to invest in the product. This is very easy when you know about it and when you understand. But for those who come from offline, from different projects, who are not so tied to marketing, it is something like a miracle. So the idea is that, for example, you invent a product and you want to see if the country likes it. You don't buy this product at the beginning. You prepare a wonderful land page with possibility to reserve the products for you, and then you start to spending money on Facebook, on Google, you do some YouTube channels, anything, Instagram. You start to promote the goods that you have not yet made, and then you see the demand. If there is a demand for your product, what will be the cost for the marketing? And this thing is very fast. Actually, you can test your idea in 1 month's time. And when you see that there is the right cost on the marketing, that your unit economic works out, then only then is the time to start invest money in your product. This would be my technical advice, my something from the business. that I offer everybody to use.
I think this is brilliant, because the idea is just perfect, because you don't need a lot of money. You almost need no money if you do it on your own. If you have time, which normally you should have, because you work only, if you're still working and you want to do the switch, you work only 8 hours per day. So you have 6 more hours when you go home, and it should be, maybe if you figure it out, maybe 1 week, and you can see already the demand, what you're saying. Or if you want to spend money, you can hire an agency who's doing this for you. But this is definitely a very good way to see if services or products actually work out.
Yeah, the new entrepreneurs will say, hey, but that's very bad, because the customers will be not satisfied because I didn't send them the product. And I'll answer them, when only 10 people know about your product, it is not a problem. The problem will be when there is 1 million people who know the product and you send the crap. This will be a problem. But when there is only 10 people in the world who knows about you, don't really bother about it. Just collect the info, the unit economy, prepare for your big start, but prepare carefully and in the correct way.
I mean,
start from the marketing.
Very, very, very good advice. Very good advice. Thank you so much for that, Alex. One more question I have for you. If anyone is interested in wAPI and the services, let's say really everyone needs wAPI services, if you really think about it. So anyone who has questions, just where can they contact you, or where can they contact your team in order to know more?
If somebody wants to contact me directly, it's pretty easy to do in LinkedIn. So you can find me, Alex Friedman, wAPI, in the LinkedIn. So you can text me there. If you want to contact wAPI, just go to our domain wAPI.com. I'm very happy person.
I will put it here.
I managed to buy the domain with 4 letters and .com in 2020. Everybody were saying that is almost
Wow.
impossible. It is almost impossible to get the domain with 4 letters, but I managed to do this. Actually, it also happened because of my strategy that life is the game of low chances. You just have to try. And I tried, and the company from UK, I would say a million times thank you to them. They just agreed to sell this domain to me.
Okay, so you found it, yeah?
I found it, I texted them, and we agreed on the price, and they said, okay, guys, take it.
So, great thing about wAPI.com.
Miracles happen. So you can find us on wAPI.com.
Perfect. Yeah, then thank you so much, Alex, that you agreed to come on today and share your experience, which is really valuable, and as well about all the ins and outs of wAPI, what wAPI can do, how wAPI is different. And yeah, just, like you said, there is no contract. It's really easy to work with wAPI. Your sales go up, obviously, commission goes up with you. Your sales go down. It's all good. There is no extra charges afterwards, or you go with the flow. And this is very important for startups at the moment. I would say the most important point.
Also for products that are sold in seasons. When you have
seasonal,
very highlighted seasonal products, it's better for you not to have a high level of fixed cost. Let me make a present for your listeners. So everybody who will contact us from Margin Business, we will give you a free unit economy analysis on the Polish market.
Perfect.
So we will analyze the Allegro, your competitors on Allegro. We will give you the numbers, what amount of products you can sell there, for what price, and you will have possibility to understand whether you want to go to Poland and earn a fortune there.
That sounds really good. Thank you so much, Alex. And yeah, hope we can do this again very soon when wAPI is growing, and maybe at some point connected to Amazon even. This is definitely a big goal, and a good goal, I would say.
Thank you very much, Omar, for inviting me. It was brilliant time.
Thank you.